Welcome, intrepid seekers of the unknown, and greetings to those who have returned to delve deeper into the enigmatic realm. Step into the mystic domain of our Cryptic Hunters YouTube page, where curiosity reigns and secrets await. Pull up a stump, dear viewers, for an extraordinary adventure awaits you. Relax, for I shall guide you through the labyrinthine corridors of ancient legends, uncharted territories, and the veiled mysteries that lie just beyond our grasp. Embark upon this captivating journey with me and allow the seductive tales and mind-bending puzzles to transport you to the furthest reaches of your imagination. Embrace the anticipation, for together we shall unravel the tapestry of enigmas that dance in the shadows. Sit back, my friends, and prepare to be mesmerized by the intriguing content that awaits you. The Tokolosh is a creature steeped in folklore and legend, shrouded in mystery and feared by many in South African mythology. The Tokolosh, also known as Tokolosh or Hilly, is a creature that has captivated the imaginations of people for generations, believed to possess malevolent powers and strike terror into the hearts of those who dare cross its path. The origins of the Tokolosh trace back to the indigenous beliefs and spiritual practices of various southern African tribes, notably the Zulu, Xhosa, and Pondo. This creature is said to be a mischievous and malevolent being, often conjured by witch doctors and sorcerers to carry out wicked deeds or seek revenge on enemies. Depictions of the Tokolosh vary slightly across different cultures, but it is commonly described as a small, humanoid figure, roughly 3 feet tall, with grotesque features and glowing red eyes. The area where the Tokolosh has been most frequently sighted and its stories have been passed down through generations is in the southern parts of Africa, predominantly in the regions of South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique. It is believed that the creature is most active during the night, lurking in the shadows and preying on unsuspecting individuals. In these regions, the belief in the Tokolosh is deeply ingrained in the cultural fabric, leading to a widespread fear that has endured through time. One of the earliest historical sightings of the Tokolosh dates back to the early 19th century. Recounted in the memoirs of an explorer named Andrew Smith. During his travels through southern Africa, Smith encountered several tribes who shared chilling tales of the Tokolosh and claimed to have witnessed its malevolent acts firsthand. The accounts included reports of unexplained deaths, mysterious illnesses, and cases of missing persons, all attributed to the vengeful actions of the Tokolosh. Another notable historical sighting is linked to the story of Chief Hinsa, a prominent Xhosa leader in the 19th century. According to local legends, Chief Hinsa consulted with a powerful witch doctor who summoned the Tokolosh to assist in a battle against rival tribes. Witnesses claim to have seen the Tokolosh wreaking havoc on the enemy forces, inflicting terror and confusion among them. While the veracity of this account remains uncertain, it reflects the pervasive belief in the creature's malevolent powers and its association with supernatural forces in the minds of the local communities. The Tokolosh's appearance is a subject of much speculation and fear, with a plethora of descriptions handed down through the generations. It is commonly described as a small, hairy, and humanoid figure with a grotesque and sinister appearance. Its eyes are said to be large and glowing red, instilling dread in those who happen upon it in the darkness of night. Some accounts suggest that the creature has sharp claws and teeth, which it uses to torment its victims. Furthermore, the Tokolosh is believed to have the ability to become invisible at will, making it even more elusive and terrifying. To further understand the fear and reverence for the Tokolosh, one must delve into the cultural and spiritual significance it holds for the indigenous communities. In many belief systems, the Tokolosh is considered a malevolent spirit employed by witches and sorcerers to carry out their sinister bidding. Its actions range from causing illness and misfortune to haunting and tormenting those who have wronged them. Moreover, precautions are often taken to protect oneself and loved ones from Tokolosh's malevolence. For instance, it is believed that placing bricks or other objects under the legs of one's bed can prevent the creature from reaching the sleeping person. Some households use specific herbs and charms to ward off their presence, seeking safety in the belief that the Tokolosh is deterred by these protective measures. In conclusion, the legend of the Tokolosh, with its roots deeply embedded in the rich tapestry of southern African mythology, continues to captivate and terrify to this day. As we reflect on the origins, historical sightings, and chilling description of this malevolent creature, We must remember that the Tokolosh is not just a mythical beast, but an integral part of the cultural heritage and beliefs of the indigenous peoples of South Africa. It serves as a reminder of the human fascination with the unknown, the unexplainable, and the enduring power of folklore in shaping our perceptions of the world around us. If you or anyone you know has an encounter that they would like to share regarding this cryptid or any other cryptid, please email us. Our email is in the description. If you have a cryptid you would like to see featured in the future, please leave a comment and we will start working to put that into a video soon. The following stories were found while looking into the Tokolosh. I cannot say whether these are true encounter tales or something of fabrication. Again, as always, we leave these decisions up to you. Please enjoy. The malevolent Tokolosh. As a native of South Africa, I know firsthand the terror that the Tokolosh can bring, and I tell this story with great hesitancy, for even the mere mention of its name could draw its malevolent presence once more. It was a moonless night, the kind that wraps the world in impenetrable darkness. I was just a young lad at the time, living with my family in a remote village, far from the reaches of modernity. We had heard the tales, of course, the whispered warnings passed down from our ancestors. A tale so terrifying that grown men dared not speak it aloud. But curiosity gnawed at my soul, and I yearned to know the truth behind the legend of the Tokolosh. One fateful night, I found myself alone by the flickering firelight. The elders gathered nearby, their voices hushed as they shared ancient stories. The air was heavy with a sense of foreboding, and the haunting silence of the night seemed to beckon me into the unknown. In a moment of audacity, I asked the elders about the Tokolosh, my voice trembling with both fear and fascination. They fell silent, exchanging uneasy glances, and then one elder, his eyes weary with age and wisdom, began to speak in a low, cautious voice. He recounted the horrors of encounters past, the tales of unsuspecting souls who had crossed paths with the malevolent creature. As he spoke, the fire seemed to dance in eerie patterns, casting monstrous shadows that danced on the walls of our humble dwelling. He told of a young woman who had scoffed at the legend and dared to venture into the wilderness alone. Her footprints were found the next day, leading into a thicket but never returning. Only her tattered clothing was discovered, torn and bloodied, a ghastly reminder of her ill-fated encounter. Another story spoke of a brave hunter, boasting of his prowess and his unshakable courage. He had laughed in the face of the Tokolosh legend, claiming that such tales were mere fabrications. Yet on a fateful night much like this one, his brave facade crumbled as he came face to face with the malevolent being. The elders spoke of his blood-curdling screams that echoed through the night, chilling the souls of those who heard them. His lifeless body was discovered the next day, eyes wide with terror as if he had glimpsed the very essence of evil itself. With each tale the room grew colder, and I felt the weight of the darkness pressing down upon me. It was as if the Tokolosh itself were lurking just outside, listening to our conversation with malicious glee. As the elder concluded his unsettling narrative, he warned me never to speak the name of the Tokolosh aloud, for to do so could summon the very creature we feared. He cautioned that even in the silence of our thoughts, the malevolent being might hear and be drawn to us, its sinister intentions awakened by our fearful fascination. From that night on, I lived in a perpetual state of trepidation, avoiding even the faintest allusion to the Tokolosh. I heard its malevolent laughter in the rustling leaves, saw its glowing eyes in the darkest corners of my mind, and felt its chilling breath on the back of my neck when I walked alone at night. Now, as I share this tale with you, dear reader, I feel the familiar dread creeping back into my heart, for I know not what power these words may hold, and I pray that my cautionary tale does not attract the malevolent presence of the Tokolosh upon us all. Remember this story, my friends, and heed the warnings of the past. For in the realm of darkness and ancient superstitions, there are forces that defy explanation and defy our comprehension. The Tokolosh lurks in the shadows, waiting for the moment of vulnerability, and we must tread carefully lest we become entangled in its web of malevolence. May this tale serve as a chilling reminder of the horrors that lie beyond the veil of reality and the unsettling darkness that can haunt even the bravest of souls. The hunt for the Tokolosh. As I set foot on the soil of southern Africa, my heart pounded with a mix of trepidation and excitement. My name is Samuel Roberts, an intrepid explorer with an insatiable thirst for the unknown. The legend of the Tokolosh had reached my ears during my travels, and like a moth drawn to a flickering flame, I felt an irresistible pull to uncover the truth behind this chilling tale. The locals spoke of the Tokolosh in hushed whispers, recounting spine-chilling stories of its malevolent deeds. Their eyes held a glimmer of fear and reverence, hinting at a reality that existed beyond the veil of rationality. Armed with a notebook and a camera, I embarked on my perilous journey into the heart of this ancient folklore. As I ventured deeper into the remote villages and ancient forests, I encountered symbols and artifacts, cryptic engravings and intricate patterns etched into the walls of humble dwellings. These symbols, I was told, were meant to ward off the malevolent presence of the Tokolosh. The villagers firmly believed in the power of these markings, and their presence offered a glimpse into the depths of their enduring fear. One night, as I sat around the campfire with the villagers, they began to share their experiences with the Tokolosh, a creature that could slip between the cracks of reality, haunting dreams and tormenting souls. Their stories painted a vivid picture of a being that wielded the power of darkness, bringing misfortune to those who dared to cross its path. In the dark recesses of the forests, I discovered mesmerizing cave paintings that depicted a grotesque humanoid figure with fiery red eyes, the unmistakable image of the Tokolosh. These ancient depictions seemed to come alive, telling a story that transcended generations, uniting the past and the present in an unsettling dance. Despite my best efforts, the Tokolosh remained elusive, a specter that lingered just beyond the reach of my camera lens. I felt its presence in the shadows, an intangible force that stirred a primal fear deep within me. Though I could not capture it in a photograph, its existence was palpable, as if the legend itself had materialized before my very eyes. Throughout my journey, I encountered sacred rituals and protective charms, simple trinkets that held immense significance in the minds of the villagers. These objects, though non-tangible proof, were the tangible embodiment of their belief in the malevolent powers of the Tokolosh. Each charm represented a silent plea for protection from an unseen force. Yet it was not just the physical evidence that left an indelible impression on my soul. It was the ethereal atmosphere that surrounded me, the ancient stories passed down through generations, the fearful glances of the villagers when the night fell, and the eerie stillness that engulfed the wilderness. As I returned to civilization, my notebooks filled with drawings and descriptions of the Tokolosh's non-tangible existence, I couldn't help but marvel at the power of folklore and belief. The Tokolosh may not have revealed itself in its physical form, but its presence lingered in the hearts and minds of the people. My journey had taught me that there are truths beyond the tangible, realities that exist in the realm of the unknown. The legend of the Tokolosh had proven to be much more than a mere tale. It was a reflection of the fears and beliefs of an ancient culture, a testament to the enduring power of folklore and the mysteries that continue to captivate us. As I sit here now recounting my adventure, I cannot help but feel a sense of awe and reverence for the legends that shape our world. The Tokolosh may forever remain elusive, but its intangible proof lives on in the hearts of those who dare to believe in the power of the unknown. American Vacation. The sun had begun its descent on the horizon, painting the African sky in shades of fiery orange and deep crimson as I ventured deeper into the heart of southern Africa. It was meant to be a dream vacation, an adventure into the unknown. But little did I know that this journey would lead me into the realm of darkness and danger, where the legends of the Tokolosh would become all too real. I had heard whispers of the Tokolosh from the locals, tales of a malevolent creature that roamed the night, seeking to sow fear and chaos among unsuspecting travelers. But like any rational person, I brushed off these stories as mere folklore and superstitions, dismissing them as a way to keep children and tourists in check. Little did I know that this eerie creature was about to become a chilling reality. As the evening descended, I found myself in a remote village, far from any semblance of civilization. The air was thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the distant hooting of an owl. The villagers' faces held an aura of somberness, and their words were laden with caution, urging me not to wander alone after dark. But in my youthful arrogance, I dismissed their warnings, confident in my ability to handle any situation that arose. After indulging in a delightful feast of local delicacies, I decided to venture out for a short walk under the moonlit sky. As I strolled along the dirt path, my footsteps echoing in the darkness, a sudden chill crawled up my spine. I shook it off as mere nerves, attributing it to the eerie tales I had heard earlier. The village soon faded into the distance, leaving me enveloped in an oppressive darkness. The only source of light was the moon, casting an ethereal glow over the savannah. The landscape was both enchanting and unsettling, as if the night itself held its breath in anticipation of something wicked. My sense of unease grew, and every rustle of leaves and the distant sound seemed to be amplified. Every shadow seemed to shift and morph into something sinister, playing tricks on my imagination. Still, I pressed on, determined to prove to myself that the legends were nothing more than myths. Suddenly, I heard a faint tapping noise, like the sound of claws on wood coming from behind me. My heart began to race, and my mind struggled to rationalize the sound. Perhaps it was a nocturnal animal, I tried to convince myself. But as I quickened my pace, the tapping seemed to match my steps, growing louder and more insistent. Fear gripped my entire being, and I glanced back, my eyes straining to pierce the darkness. What I saw froze my blood. The flickering light of the moon revealed a small, grotesque figure hunched over and moving with unnatural speed. Its eyes gleamed with a malevolent red glow, and its gnarled hands seemed to reach out for me. The legends flooded my mind, and I knew with chilling certainty that I had encountered the dreaded Tokolosh. Panic engulfed me as I stumbled backward, my feet feeling like lead, yet unable to tear my gaze away from the creature's haunting eyes. Summoning all my courage, I turned and fled, my heart pounding in my chest. The Tokolosh pursued me, its unholy presence seeming to draw nearer with each passing second. Panic lent me strength, and I ran as if my life depended on it, because at that moment it truly felt like it did. I could hear its malevolent laughter echoing in the night, and its chilling voice whispered cruel taunts into my ear. My surroundings blurred into a whirl of darkness, and the fear of being caught by the creature spurred me on. I felt as if I were in a nightmare, trapped in a relentless pursuit from which there was no escape. Just when it seemed like the Tokolosh would inevitably catch up, I stumbled upon the outskirts of the village, where the faint glimmer of firelight offered a sliver of hope. The creature's laughter grew louder, its shadowy form still trailing me. But as I approached the village, it suddenly halted, retreating into the darkness from whence it came. Breathless and trembling, I stumbled into the safety of the village, where concerned villagers gathered around, their faces a mix of relief and apprehension. I recounted my harrowing encounter with the Tokolosh, and they nodded gravely, affirming what I had seen. From that night on, I remained in the protective embrace of the village, heeding their warnings and never venturing out after dark. The Tokolosh had shown me that there were forces beyond our comprehension, lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike at the unsuspecting. Though I returned home from my vacation, the chilling memory of that dark encounter with the Tokolosh has never left me. It serves as a constant reminder that there are mysteries in this world that defy explanation, and that even in the most enchanting of places, danger and darkness may lurk just beyond the reach of the light. As our time together draws to a close, fellow seekers, we extend our deepest gratitude for joining us on this captivating expedition into the realms of the cryptic. We hope these tales and puzzles have ignited a flame of curiosity within your very being, leaving you yearning for more. Remember, the enigmatic path never truly ends, as there are always new secrets waiting to be unraveled. So until our paths intertwine once again, may your days be filled with a sense of wonder and adventure. Also, please subscribe, like, and follow if you have enjoyed this content. Farewell for now, dear viewers, and may your journeys through the cryptic cosmos be forever filled with awe-inspiring discoveries. Safe travels, and may the enigma forever be at your side.